What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. And when I say welcome back to your potentially favorite Nigerian, like when I emphasize on the Nigerian, I'm really trying to emphasize on the fact that I am Nigerian. I'm really trying to drive home the point that I am full-fledged Nigerian. Like there is nothing mixed about it. There is nothing confusing about it. Right now, as I'm talking to you, for the first time in the history of our country, for the first time for as long as or as much as I can remember, the Nigerian government is actually scared. Like for the first time in my life, I'm actually witnessing what it means to be democratic. I'm actually witnessing democracy in motion. I'm actually witnessing a situation where the people in power are being agitated and are being kind of like there's fire under them, being put by the masses, like by the actual populace, the actual population, the actual indigenes of the country. You understand? I know that some people might bring up what happened a while ago in Kenya when Kenyans protested and literally chased their parliament and their governments out of wherever it is that they held position. And there were videos even of people in government having lunch in a bush. But that one is different. You understand? That one is different. What I'm trying to talk about today, what I am here actually to talk about today, is the ongoing nationwide protest. Not ongoing, actually. It has actually, in a way, the protest has already started. I mean, today is the 28th, yes? And the protest has been, the actual protest has been scheduled for the 1st of August. Some people are even saying that we should start earlier. And I am of the opinion, and I agree with the fact that we're actually supposed to start this protest earlier. You understand? But what I want to talk about today, what I'm here to talk about today, is the fact that we Nigerians, for the first time in history, the odds are in our favor. I'm talking about the Nigerian population. I'm talking about the Nigerian people. I'm talking most especially about the Nigerian youths. The odds are finally in our favor, because in the past, when we used to protest, there are things that there are situations that were sidelined that we didn't pay attention to. There are things that happened in the past that we didn't take into account that came back to bite us in the ass and then made our protest redundant and made whatever it is that we're playing for not to come to fruition. You understand? I'm actually not high today. But I am going to get high as time goes on, because there is a lot that we have to talk about today. So I just want to have the clearest of mind so that I can be as eloquent and as so that I can be as, what is the word I'm trying to look for now? I just want to be as precise as possible because of this topic. So let's talk about the protest. That like I said earlier, it's actually not ongoing yet, even though I want it to start immediately. The protest that we Nigerians have scheduled for the 1st of August, the nationwide protest that we have so wanted to do for a very long time, but for one reason or the other, have always failed to do it, is finally happening on the 1st of August. And the Nigerian government is scared. And I'm going to tell you why the Nigerian government is scared. Because, like I said earlier, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, the odds are finally in our favor. And what I mean by that is this. We have been protesting for a very long time right now, right? We have been protesting for as long as any Nigerian can remember. There has always been uprising, for countless reasons, but the underlying reason that Nigerians always protest is bad governance, right? The underlying reasons that make Nigeria, the underlying reason that makes Nigerians protest is because of bad governance, right? So, and then whenever we try to protest, whenever we try to like raise our voices up and try to get our voices heard, so that the government can try to change the situation that's going on in Nigeria, it ends up backfiring because something happens. Either there is the military comes in and starts killing people, like we saw during the End SARS movement in 2020, or there are thugs that come and then destroy the whole thing, just spoil the whole protest and start looting, start killing, start stealing, start fighting people, start making it difficult for the real protesters to engage in the protest peacefully and practically. It never happens that way. So anytime that we Nigerians try to rise up against the tyranny of our government, something always happens, and it makes it difficult to achieve our goals. But not this time. And the reason why I'm saying not this time is because it turns out that all the things that have all the other times that the protests, anytime we protest, it gets shut down, it gets cut off, it gets hijacked by what do they call them? It gets hijacked by bad actors. You understand? Anytime we try to get our voices heard, it gets hijacked by bad actors. It turns out that all those times that it has been happening, Nigerians have been keeping records. Nigerians are very brilliant people. You understand? So we keep records, we keep accounts of all the things that happen. The last major protest that we had, the End SARS protest, it was hijacked by the military. They came in and started shooting people at the toll gates in Lagos and killed a lot of civilians, killed a lot of innocent Nigerians, a lot of young innocent Nigerians that were trying to protest for a better future for themselves. And the Lagos state government denied it. The Nigerian government denied it. A lot of politicians, a lot of people in power, a lot of people in government denied it and condemned the protest itself. And then they were lying to us and telling us that the reason why all of that happened is because we were protesting. And now this time around, we have known that these are their tactics. Do you understand? We have known that, there is a potential for them to bring in the Nigerian army. We have known now that there is a potential for them to bring in thugs, to bring in, low lives that will come and upend the entire program. We have known that this is the kind of things that they do. And now Nigerians are talking about it. Nigerians are putting it out and letting the government know that, we know your tactics. We know the things that you can do. We know the things that you have done in the past. We know the things that you're capable of doing. And we know that we're not going to fall for it again, basically. We know now that we're absolutely in no way, shape, or form going to fall for any of it again. Nigerians seem to have wisened up this time around. And there's nothing else, there's nothing that makes me more happy, that makes me more happier than that. The fact that Nigerians now seem to have wisened up, seem to know the entirety of the game now, seem to know how the game is played now, seem to know the rules and how to navigate themselves in order for them to not fall into in order for there to not be pitfalls. Nigerians now know the rules. Nigerians now have wisened up. And the government also know that Nigerians have wisened up. That's why I think they are scared. That's why I think they are afraid. That's why I think they are fidgety. Because some Nigerian politicians, according to what I've heard, some Nigerian politicians have started traveling out and leaving the country, them and their families. Others are actually trying to pay people, in this life, right? Let me just let me just go into this tangent. In this life, not everybody learns at the same time. Not everybody's experience. Not everybody has the same experience. Do you understand? And not everybody has the same level of intelligence. Do you understand? So, like for example, now in America, just let's say 3 weeks ago, you understand? 3 weeks ago, Kamala Harris was a nobody. She was quite literally a nobody. She was just a puppet. She was a spare tire, like literally a spare tire. 3 weeks ago, like 3 entire weeks ago, not too long ago, she was a spare tire. She was a puppet. Nobody was sending her. Nobody was like giving her that much of as in only the unintelligent, only people that are still dumb enough to fall for identity politics, that were somehow still, giving her a little bit of audience. Do you understand? Then the whole debacle with Donald Trump happened. Sorry. The whole debacle with Donald Trump happened. And then it was apparent that he was going to win the election. It was clear that he was going to win the election. Because he had already won not only the support of the people, but the hearts of the people. He had already won. He had already had it. And then what's his name? Joe Biden decided that. Joe Biden didn't decide that he was going to drop out, because this is somebody that has been talking about running for a second term. You understand? He's not the one that decided that he's going to run for a second term. He's an old man. Joe Biden is like 5,000 years old. Do you understand? So this is somebody that's supposed to be somewhere in a beach. You understand? Somewhere like in a cabin, just resting. Someone that has done all in life. This is somebody that he's supposed to have done all in life. You understand? And then he walks into the sunsets and then rests. You understand? Recuperates. He gets himself ready for death as he reflects on the life that he has had. But no, because he sold his soul. You understand? And what I mean by selling your soul, I don't mean like the whole Illuminati, the whole rhetoric of selling your soul to the devil and all that stuff. No, that one is cheap. That one is just that is a reductionist understanding of the concept of selling one's soul. You understand? That is so. As in, they use that as a front to try to describe what it means to sell your soul, but that's not what I mean. What I mean by selling your soul is giving yourself up to something that is bigger than you, that will in turn control you and make you do bad things. That's what it means by selling your soul. So, because he sold his soul, there's no freedom, there's no way out. So, he has to do what the powers that be want him to do. So, even though he's an old man, even though we know that he falls all the time, his stutters, his brain power is drained, like there is nothing left for him to do. He's just an old man. He's just a literal representation of a puppet. Even though all of that was apparent to everybody, there are still people that, I don't know, for whatever reason, were just too blind or too ignorant or too unintelligent to recognize that people that call themselves Democrats, people that say blue no matter who, these are the kind of people I'm talking about. People that don't care, people that are just so loyal to the party, people that are so tribalistic and so, dead to rights for the party, that they are not going to change their minds, they're not going to change their views just so that they're not going to change their views no matter who the head of their party is. So those people kept on supporting what's his name, Joe Biden, regardless of all the things that I talked about earlier. And then now because of the fact that Donald Trump now has won all the basically won the election next this year, in November this year, the powers that be kind of have I don't know, they too are not as bright as we give them credit for. Do you understand? So they figured out that there's nothing else that they can do. They like Joe Biden has lost every semblance of power that he has, and so they decide that he should pull out. And so Joe Biden, that has been talking for how many months now, has been saying for how many months now that he's going to run for a second term, just randomly decided that he's going to pull out because I don't know, for whatever reason he had COVID. I don't know if he was trying to one up Donald Trump's tragedy. I don't know if he was trying to one up Donald Trump's tragedy by coming up with the excuse that he has COVID. He then decided to drop out. Not that he decided, actually, they told him to drop out just randomly like that. And the person, they didn't see they couldn't think of any other person to put in. That's to show you how much of a puppet she is. That's to show you how much of a glass container that she is. That's to show you how little in control she is, how little in control the people in power in America, the so-called politicians and governors and presidents in America. That is how little in power they are. The next person that they could think of to spearhead their campaign, to represent them, to represent America, to represent whatever goal, whatever nefarious goal that it is that they are trying to achieve, turns out to be Kamala Harris. And then, this is somebody that 3 fucking weeks ago, nobody was giving a fuck about. Only idiots. You understand? This is somebody that the average person, let me not even say most, the average person knows to be incompetent, to be ridiculously and laughably incompetent. They decide to make her their flagship candidate. They decide to make Kamala Harris their flagship candidate. And then from the corners of the earth, from the holes and fucking creaks in the wall, the idiots started coming out. You understand? They started coming out and now people are supporting Kamala Harris, not because of her competence, not because of things she has done in the past, even though we know that they are bad. You understand? Even though we know that they are evil, even though we know that they are stupid, they are supporting her because of the simple fact that she's a black woman. We don't even know if truly she's a black woman, because we don't know. But to the best of my knowledge, I know that her mom is Indian and her dad, well, let's just admit that she's black. So to the best of my knowledge, I know that her dad is black and her mom is Indian. So they are now deciding to show their support for Kamala Harris for the simple reason that she's a black woman, not because of her politics, not because of her ideologies, not because of the things that she can do to make the country objectively better. They're just supporting her because she's a black woman. And now the people that put her in power know that there will still be a handful of people that will show their support for her. And yes, there are a handful of people, but they are loud. Do you understand? Like, for example, when Donald Trump was shot, right? The celebrities, I said this before my previous episode, celebrities didn't say BIM. They didn't say anything about the incidents. Mainstream media, as in their hands were forced to even give it coverage. Like, it was something that there was no way they could put aside. They had to just reluctantly talk about it. That, as in, there was nothing else they could do about it. That was why we just heard peripherals of it in the news. Celebrities didn't say shit about the incident that happened to Donald Trump. They did not say anything, and it was surprising me. I'm following a few. I don't follow celebrities on social media, but there are a few that I find interesting, that from time to time I usually check their page. Do you understand? And then I went to their pages and nothing about it. Literally nothing about it. You understand? Most of all these famous celebrities, like people that are quote unquote vocal on social media, didn't say shit about what happened to Donald Trump. I just saw today that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Dr. Doom in Avengers 6. Like, how what is Marvel even trying to do? But anyway, let me not even go into that. So no major celebrity talked about what happened to Donald Trump, and now that Kamala Harris has been chosen to be the next president, to run for the Democratic Party, now celebrities are now popping up like fucking prairie dogs and showing their weird as ugly as fake as support for her. And they're not supporting her they're not supporting her to potentially reduce the cost of living, reduce the cost of food prices, increase employment, make the streets better, make cities look finer, stop the war, reduce spending on the war in Ukraine, reduce, call out the bullshit that Israel is doing to the people of Palestine. They're not doing any of that. Improve education, improve the quality of life in their country. They're literally not doing any of that. They're just only supporting her because of what she's a black woman. And the people that are in power knew that a handful of them, regardless of how loud they are going to influence the campaign. But thankfully, good exists, and no matter how evil tries, it just will never win. Do you understand? One can argue that the fight between good and evil can go on for so long that we can't really tell who is actually winning anymore. Like, yes, good will win one time, and then bad win, evil will win again, and good will win again, and evil will win again, and it just goes on and on cyclically. Just like that. And it gets to a point where nobody can actually tell if good is winning or if evil is winning. So, but thankfully, this is another time for good to prevail. Do you understand? What is going to happen, hopefully going to happen in the coming election in America, is that a lot of people are already awake to the bullshit. A lot of people are already aware of the bullshit. And the more reason for me to believe that is because it's also actually happening right now in Nigeria. Like, a lot of people now, thanks to the power of social media, thanks to the power of the internet, one of the good things that the internet has done for humanity is that it has made people more aware, not woke. There's a difference between being woke and being aware. Being woke is the enlightenment for the left, and being aware is the enlightenment for the right. So a lot of people now are aware. A lot of people now are conscious of the fact that their lives will change for the worse if evil is in power. So a lot of people are going to try their best, hopefully, to vote in Donald Trump. That is, if there is not another attack on his life. So they're going to try their best to vote in Donald Trump in November. So hopefully that works. But why I brought that point is that it's actually also happening in Nigeria, where there are still stupid people that are, being fucked in the ass by the government, that are being controlled by the government, that are being influenced by the government for the simple reason of being paid chicken change by the government. There are still people like that still exist in Nigeria. Not everybody is properly conscious. Not everybody is properly aware yet. You understand? There are still people that are still asleep. There are still people that are still dumb. And so these people are still being used by the Nigerian government to try to deter people from the protests, to try to deter Nigerians from engaging in the protests. These people are still being platformed, and because of how influential, because of how admittedly influential they are, they're still being platformed and still being used by the government to try to tell Nigerians not to protest, or to try to lie and try to cause confusion or cause doubts in the hearts and minds of Nigerians, so that they will not engage in the protests. They are trying to say that there are people that will come and hijack the protest and then destroy buildings and destroy property and loot stuff. No. I just heard this news now that Instablog Nigeria is one of the social media propaganda that the government uses to try to stop Nigerians, because all the posts that they've been making about these protests has been gearing towards the deterrence has been gearing towards stopping Nigerians, or like causing doubts or fear in Nigerians and deterring them from actually remaining angry enough to protest that day. And it's weird. I don't know if they are truly owned by the government. I don't know if Instablog Nigeria is truly owned by the government. Do you understand? Because again, you can argue that most of the thing before this whole idea of protesting started, or came on, most of the things that they post, most of the things Instablog Nigeria posts are just things that distract Nigerians, or things that don't make sense, that things that don't really add value to life. Same with so many other social media pages all over the internet. Do you understand? So these are just one of these pages that distract people from what is really going on in life. You understand? And that's just, we already know that that's one of the tactics that the Romans used to keep their people subdued and distracted. They used the sports and gladiators fighting and all these other parties and all this stuff to stop their citizens from really asking questions. And we know that this is the tactics that the Romans used before. So it's only logical to assume that it's the same thing that modern day people in power used to also keep their people distracted. You understand? So, and misinformed, not even only distracted, and also misinformed. So, this is what Instablog Nigeria is doing right now. But thankfully, also we have Twitter, and there are so many other voices on Twitter. So I'm still not calling it X, by the way. There are so many other voices on Twitter that are talking enthusiastically about this protest. There are people, like, for example, now I saw this skit by Brother Shaggy. Like, I don't usually badu Nigerian skit makers. I don't usually give them that much audience, because to me, it's just like another waste of time. Do you understand? But then for people that are interested in them, they find it funny. They find Nigerian skits funny, even though I'm not interested in them enough to, like I just said earlier. But a lot of people respect Brother Shaggy because apparently he's funny. You understand? And then I just came across this skit on Twitter about him, he plays this character of a thug of the normal Lagos Agberu. You understand? So that is the character that he plays most of the time, but there is usually a twist to it. So this time around, apparently he had in the skit, he had a call from someone, and then he meets the person who turns out to be a politician, one of these Nigerian politicians. And then there's a policeman, there's a mopo man behind him with a rifle, normal AK-47, no stock, no sights, not just like a naked AK-47. Let's not even go into guns. So in Wisha, the politician tries to convince him that he should go into the protest that is going on and cause chaos, and he should mobilize his boys so that they go into the protest and cause chaos and cause disunity and just scatter everything and start looting and chasing people so that Nigerians will not be able to protest. And then he gave him $20,000 to do it, and told him that if it's successful, that he'll give him more money. And to the surprise of the politician, Brother Shaggy didn't, he revolted angrily. He cautioned him for trying to bribe him to that he doesn't want the money. What Nigerians need is progress. We don't, even the thugs are tired of collecting money from the politicians because the money doesn't last. There's no progress. It doesn't do anything for them. Everybody's tired. Everybody's hungry. Everybody's angry. We need literal, actual, objective, empirical, progressive change. That's what Nigerians need right now. Then the mopo man behind him tried to intimidate him with the gun, and this is one point I'm trying to. I hope I have audience enough that affects the Nigerian military. if only the Nigerian military can understand, because there are a lot of stories online of where Nigerian military men cannot take care of their families. Some of them are not being paid. Some of them don't have the right military gear. They're so underfunded. Even the policemen don't get paid enough, and that's why they collect bribe from people and harass people in public. Like, there's just a lot of bullshit going on in the Nigerian military. So if only the Nigerian military can just understand, fucking understand that we're also fighting for them. We're also fighting for their future. And like, if they can just like bear that in mind, I think this protest is going to be one of the most successful protests in history. It's going to be on par with the French Revolution. That's what I think. It's going to be on the same level, somewhat the same level as the French Revolution. So he was not even scared of the Mopo man. Like, he wasn't scared of the Mopo man, even though the Mopo man tried to intimidate him. He yelled at him, he shouted at him, and I wish that he could have gone into more details. Like, he could have talked more to the Mopo man to try to tell him that, oh, we're also fighting for you, that you're not supposed to be doing this kind of thing. You're not supposed to be a puppet to these evil people. You understand? I wish they could have gone into a lot more details on that. So that's how the skit ended. Like, there are people speaking out right now. People on social media, they're not only using social media as a voice, they're also coming out in real life to speak out. People are just talking. People are going on. As in, people are saying things that are mad. There's this video that I saw of this guy where he was just detailing everything that is going to happen during the protest, how the protest is going to go. He details how Nigerians are supposed to behave themselves. Even points that I didn't add, that I've never even thought about. You understand? Points that I had in mind, but I hadn't yet seen any other person doing. Like this whole appealing to the Nigerian military thing. You understand? Like, he made that point. He made a lot of points that made mad sense. And it was crazy, and I was very happy about it. And he called out the Nigerian government and told them that he already knows of the tactic that they're going to use to by maybe deploying thugs or deploying the Nigerian military to try to like upturn the whole thing. Like, he called out the Nigerian government, as in to their face, bro. This guy just called them out, and I was so impressed with that video, man. I wish that video could have lasted like for an hour. I swear. So we know now that it's like we've got them in the corner. You understand? Like, we've cornered the Nigerian government right now, and there is literally nothing else that they can do. I mean, there are actually things that they can do. There's a lot that they can do if they don't want these protests to happen. There's a whole lot they can do. Somebody said they should start by reducing the cost of fuel. I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, why? First of all, why was that the only comment that that got my attention? And then secondly, why fuel? Like, why not reduce the cost of food? Why not reduce the cost of? It's like, I actually thought of it like, you need energy, right? And fuel is a source of energy, and that energy caters to transportation. And so if things are moving, like if things are in motion, you understand, prices will reduce, prices will come down, cost of living will come down, life will be a lot more livable in Nigeria. You understand? If there is energy, if there is fuel, bro, life will be a lot easier. Transportation, the price of transportation will come down, and then that will like make someone to save more money. Do you understand? That will contribute to the saving, to an individual's savings. It's like there's a lot of things that are so connected that if something good happens or if something bad happens, there's a ripple effect. There's a domino effect. So there's a lot that the Nigerian government can do. Making food cheaper, like making food surplus. is another thing that they can do. I saw a video where apparently the Nigerian government donated a certain amount of bags of rice to people, Kogi State people, and then the bags of rice that are labeled not for sale, that the Nigerian government, that the Kogi State government donated to its people, they were transferring the content, they were transferring the rice in the bag to another bag so that they can sell it. Now, you cannot say that this is the fault of the government. This is Nigerians being evil to fellow Nigerians. You know that this thing is for everybody. It was given to us. It's for everybody. Free of charge. You don't have to pay for it. It just has to be shared equally. Do you understand? Now, out of greed, out of this, what do I even call itself? Seeped in ingrained corruption. Like out of this ingrained, innate, corrupt nature, you're transferring the rice so that you can be able to sell it and then make more money for yourself, just out of selfishness, out of greed, out of just sheer lack of foresight. As in, that is the thing again. As in, and no foresight. Is it that we are just biologically incapable of having foresight, like white people, like the whites, like the Caucasians, like the Europeans? I don't mean the Caucasians of today. I mean the Caucasians of like our fathers' fathers. You understand? People that built Europe, people that built America. You understand? People that created modern day civilization. Predominantly they are white. Let's not even kid ourselves, because if they are not white, why are people from all over the world trying to run to their country? Do you understand? Let's not even bring race into it. Let's just tell ourselves the truth. Let's just tell ourselves. Just like the truth of the matter in the hip hop world is that Eminem is the best rapper alive. That is just the truth. Yes, it is a predominantly black black form of music, black genre of music, but the best is a white man. You understand? That is just the same way that, as in, the best of civilization has been done by white men. That is just the facts. Is it that our inability of foresight is just naturally biological, and it's only now that we are developing that ability? Like, it's only now that Africa and Africans are developing that biological ability to be able to have foresight, to be able to think ahead and think for their future. Because the only for real civilization that was in Africa was Egypt, and then they were wiped out. You understand? But if you look at the rest of the world, because of the fact, if you look at the rest of the world, the kind of architecture, the kind of things that people in the past like built, and compare it to what Africans built to. Yes, we have the Benin, we have the Inri people, we have all these, like, there are people that, yeah, they are they're important to antiquity, right? But they are not a lot. You understand? They're not a lot. So I don't even know where I was going with this. Nigerians just never had foresight until now. You understand? Nigerians just never had foresight until now. Because of why would you want to like sell what was given to you? Like, don't you understand that if you share it among everybody benefits? You understand? And humanity progresses. Like, can't you think that far? Like, why is this immediate gratification of having chicken change? So, like, if this immediate gratification of having chicken change overrides your ability to think way into the future, why are you that stupid? That is basically the question I'm trying to ask. Why are you that dumb? What is wrong with you? Were you dropped as a child? Like, were you dropped on your head as a child or something? Are you mad? Are you mad? So I've never been so pumped for something in my life. I wish I was in Nigeria. I swear I would have joined this protest. I've never been so pumped because I'm a perfectionist and I have OCD. And people that have OCD, you know that if you want to do something, if you have visualized it and you've seen that it's not going to be perfect, you rather not do it. People that have OCD understand what I'm saying. Like, I'll rather not do it if I know that the outcome is going to, it won't be what I want to. And so stuff like that makes us not do a lot of things. An unnecessary amount of things. Do you understand? Just because of the fact that, I know if I do this stuff, it's not going to come out the way I want it to come out. So it makes, well, to me personally, it makes me not like go into a lot of things. It makes me not to pay attention. Like, I won't say paying attention. Just makes me not to care about a lot of things. You understand? Because I know it's just not going to work. But in this case, I'm just so pumped because I can see like all the cards have been played right. You understand? It was like we're playing a game of chess with them. We're just like making them, as in we're setting up fucking traps for them. Like, we protest this year, they do something. We protest the next year, and we allow them. We protest the next year, they do something else, and then we learn from that and also allow them. And then we do it like over and over and over. And and then it gets to a point where they start repeating what they've done again. And that's when we know that they've run out of cards to play. And now we're now organizing the protest of the century. And they know that, and then we're telling them that, we know all your tricks now. We know all your tactics. We know everything that you're potentially going to do. So, checkmates, or like, what are you doing? Just give up. You understand? That's why a lot of them have started traveling out of the country. A lot of them they're just doing their best now to try to curtail the whole situation, trying to deter Nigerians from engaging in the protest. And this is their last wimp of, as in their last trial at survival. And nothing makes me happier than that. Nothing makes me happier than that. And to add to that again, it's so poetic and cosmically comical that somebody like Tinubu, who cheated and put himself into power as the president, it's so poetic that his fitting end will be, as in, literally being chased out. Because let's try to imagine how this protest is going to go realistically. Let's try to imagine how it's going to go. Obviously, just because we know that they are going to deploy either the Nigerian military or thugs to, fuck the protests up, just because we know that they are going to do that, doesn't stop them from actually going to do that. They are still going to do it though. Like, make no mistake, they are still going to deploy the military and they are still going to deploy thugs to fuck everything up. They are going to do that for real. Let's not even, there's no two ways about it. And people are going to get hurt. You understand? People are going to get hurt. And things can escalate from there. You understand? Things can go from 0 to 100 real quick from there. And that can be the end of Nigeria as we know it. You understand? Or maybe things might go back to normal. You understand? They might win again. Evil might win again. But also, based on the interference, based on this whole hypothetical interference of the military and thugs, right? Things can go from 0 to 100 in our favor, whereby there is a takeover. Do you understand? Like there's this strategic takeover where politicians are fucking killed on live television, where the president his neck is slashed on live TV. You understand? Fingers crossed. So, anyways, that can go in our favor. But then, also, we can protest peacefully, like nothing happens, like nothing, literally nothing happens. And I hope that the government doesn't play this card. Do you understand? Because it's a psychological trick. It's a fucking psychological trick. Do you understand? Let's say you're in a relationship, right? As in, what is the best way to fuck up your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Just silence. Like if they're talking to you and like just be silent, just stone face. You understand? Don't give them that audience. Don't just be stoic. You understand? If the Nigerian government just goes silent and just keeps quiet, they don't do anything at all, and people are protesting. Nigerians are people that are naturally jovial. Do you understand? In the sense that we are like that during that protest, that you see a lot of people dancing. There is going to be a lot of dancing, a lot of partying, a lot of gyrating. Do you understand? And then imagine that the government does not do anything. Imagine the government just goes radio silent, just quiet, and just pretends that it's not even happening. As in, gives it so little of an audience that like no major news media will even carry it. You understand? Just makes it silent, makes it redundant. People will gyrate and gyrate and gyrate, and it will get to a point where everybody just go home. It will get to a point where everybody will just go home. You understand? Because everybody's tired and just go back to life. I don't know. Or it can get to a point where they will feel like they're shouting into the void and feel like they're being ignored, and then they will get violence. You understand? Not violent to themselves, but actually they can also get violent to themselves, but violent to the government. Like they storm, like what happened in Kenya, basically. I think that's actually what happened in Kenya. Like they storm the National Assembly, they storm the government's house, they storm Aso Rock, you know. But however it goes, these are just possibilities basically of what can happen. But however it goes, what is the aftermath going to look like? Do you understand? What is the aftermath of the situation going to look like? Like what is the next thing? Who is going to benefit? And what is that going to, what does benefits going to, what is, as in, how is it going to look like basically for the next 4 years? Do you understand? What are we protesting for right now? End bad government, end bad governance, right? But what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, what are we actually doing? That's the question I'm trying to ask now. Do we want Tinubu to like leave the office entirely? Like today, like resign today, bro, just go. And then install the rightful winner of the election, which is Peter Obi. Like, is that what we're doing? Or like, as in, do we want the price of fuel to come down, or do we want the price of food stuff to come down, or do you want a better option for minimum wage? Like, what exactly are we doing? As in, this end bad governance is like a blanket statement, and it admittedly covers a lot. But what exactly does it cover? Do you understand? What exactly does it cover? So as much as we are angry and we are frustrated and we are so enthusiastic about this stuff, we actually have to like table concrete plans and what we actually truly really want. As in, there's no two ways about that. I'm sorry if you're hearing the car sounds. I'm just by the window. It's a beautiful day today, isn't it? So I just want to like look at nature while talking today. So, and in the process, smoke a joint and drink and have a beer and talk about things that I find interesting. So sorry if you can hear the car sounds and stuff. So anyways, yeah, I hope the fucking, what's it called? The protest. I hope it goes well. I just hope that for once, you understand, for once there is a semblance of change in Nigeria. You understand? Because bro, Nigerians have suffered. Like, we have suffered enough. We're not suffering like other countries. Like, there are people that are so successful that they invent problems for themselves. Like, for example, now, this whole LGBTQ stuff that is going on. You understand? These are people these are invented problems. People so bored with their lives. People so dispassionate about themselves that they invent things that don't make any sense. I mean, look at the Olympics. The Olympics used to be as in something so, as in, it's humanity's attempt. Like, the Olympics was man's attempt to be a god. Like, something so difficult that nobody else could do. And then comes someone, he does it. He's basically a god. He gains so much respect that he's taken to be a god. That's what the Olympics used to be. Until it was bastardized into what we have today. And I saw this comparison of the 2012 Olympics and 2024 Olympics. Like the 2012 Olympics, the one of Mr. Bean in the orchestra, right? And it was just so, beautiful and just as in, so, I don't even know the right words to use for it. It was well done. It was coherent. It was proper. It was gentlemanly. It was creative. It was nice. It made sense. It was funny. I mean, Mr. Bean skilled it. It was funny, as in it was classic. It's something you'd want to show people. There was so much talent in that opening, bro. That presentation, there was so much, as in that was like, as in humanity showing off. This is what we can. This is what it means. There's this episode I want to talk. There's this topic I want to talk about. Maybe it's going to be my next episode. I actually wanted to talk about it today, but because of the fact that the protest is happening very, very soon, I had to talk about it today. It's like going to happen in like 4 days or so. So like I had to talk about it today. But there is this topic that has been in my mind for a very long time about what it really means to be human. Do you understand? And I actually want to talk about it. Maybe that's going to be the next topic. But in that video, the point I'm trying to make is that in that video, as in they showed what one of the meanings of as in they showed one of the ways. Calm the fuck down, bro. That video is one of the perfect representations of what it means to be human. Like it was mad. It was beautiful, and it had like 20, I don't know, 200 and something million views and about 1 million likes. That is to show you that majority of people liked it, loved it, right? People still go back to watch it because of how iconic it was. And then fast forward to 2024, and then we have this nonsense, this madness, this thing, this ugly thing that they did. So, like, not even, let me not even say that. It's a caricature of evil. No, evil is, as in, to explain evil, there is no sense to it. But this tries to want to make sense of what it means to be evil. Or should I say, paint a picture of what it means to be evil. You understand? And then paint this caricature. You understand? And then it just, as in just bad. It's just stupid. It appeals to nobody. Nobody at all. It doesn't appeal to anybody. Those people that are there are just, they're not real. They're not real people. They're NPCs. Do you understand? They're not alive. I mean, look at them. Literally, look at all of them. They're not alive. There's no light. There's like, I don't know if anybody else has noticed. Like I look at eyes a lot. You understand? I look at eyes a lot, and from the eyes you can like learn a lot of things about someone. You can tell if they are crazy. You can tell if they are deranged. You can tell if they are alive. You can tell if they are intelligent. Do you understand? But if you look at those people, there's just nothing, just bare, just dead. They're just NPCs. They're not alive. So those are the people that, as like, bro, this is what the Olympics is now. And do you know what's sad? Because of how much that video was rejected, right? I mean, they deleted the video already. Everybody hated the video. And because of how much the video was rejected, the dislike that it got, that made them ashamed of themselves to the point where they deleted the video, it's now affecting their other videos. Like, somebody will do a shot put and win. Somebody will do like a 100-meter race and win. And then they will upload it. This is somebody that genuinely trained for that race for months. He trained for that race for months. And now it's time for him to showcase his talent. And then it's recorded and uploaded to YouTube. And because of the nonsense that they did earlier, everybody dislikes the video. Do you understand? Everybody dislikes an actual brilliant video of somebody winning a 100-meter race. And so many other sports. People have trained for months, years even. Why am I even saying months? People have trained for years just for that moment. And then that moment is captured and uploaded to YouTube. And then it gets a massive amount of dislikes forever. Forever. How will you feel? Just because you allowed the woke mob to invade your space. Does that make sense? Is that right? Is it right? It's not right. It's evil. It's a caricature. It's not evil. It's just a caricature of evil. But so someone else can argue that, the Olympics, because now a lot of people are saying that they should cancel the Olympics because of their mockery of Christianity. But you can also argue that the Olympics is not a Christian thing. It has no affiliation with Christianity. In fact, it's from the Greek mythology. Do you understand? It's from the Greek mythology. So it has nothing to do with Christianity. Even though until now, it has always been, sane. It has always been sane. It has always been sane and beautiful and acknowledged. But it has never been anything anywhere near Christianity. You understand? I mean, the Greek mythology, the god they worship is Zeus. They literally light, what is the name of the fire? The Olympic. I said, bro, there's nothing Christian about it. So Christians should shut the fuck up about it being cancelled, because their own because there was a parody of parody representation of their own Christian mythology for now, actually. So you can also make that point too. But the truth about the entire situation is that the Olympics, this year's Olympics, has been soiled. This year's Olympics has been soiled by those DEI people, and it's just sad. Let me check if I've been recording. Good. Oh, I have for exactly 1 hour. So the point I'm trying to make is that Nigerians truly have really, really suffered. And I think for once, nature has to be kind to us. For once, the universe, as in, these Nigerian government are paying pastors to say that we should not protest. And pastors are saying we should pray. The imams are saying we should not protest, that we should pray. Bro, these people are fucking evil. They are fucking evil. These religious people, they are fucking evil. So, fuck their God. You understand? Let the universe, at least for once, just be kind to Nigerians. Let there be a little bit of change. At least let Nigerians have a breath of fresh air. You understand? Because Nigerians have taken a lot. As in, I don't even know if there are. I don't even know if there is any other country in the world that have taken as much shit as Nigerians have. Because in our own country, our governments, first of all, are not powerful. Our government is not powerful. And let me tell you why. Look at somebody like Dangote, right? Look at just somebody like Dangote. He used to have this monopoly in Nigeria. Like, he used to be this, because I don't even think Nigeria is a democracy. Not really. Do you understand? I don't think it's a republic. Not really. Do you understand? So somebody like Dangote now is just this person that the government uses to make money, to make government sanctioned, or should I say government-made products that serve Nigerians, from cement to flour to sugar to spaghetti to everything that Dangote makes. Do you understand? He's not really the, as in, he's just the puppet being controlled by the government. Do you understand? This is who Dangote is. This is the reality of it. And so, because he's this person, he has been given this monopolistic power. Nobody else can compete with him. Nobody else can compete with him. But now Dangote has become incredibly rich to the point where it's kind of shameful that an oil wealthy, I don't even say rich, an oil wealthy country like Nigeria has no refinery, has no functioning refinery. In the 21st century, it's kind of shameful. Not even kind of, bro, it's really shameful. It's really shameful that Nigeria has no presidential hospital. It's really shameful that Nigeria, like, bro, somebody can come back from a coma in Nigeria. Somebody who went into coma in like 1990. No shit, no kidding. 1990, bro. Somebody who went into coma in 1990 can come back in 2024 and still think that we're in 1990. Do you understand? This is just how backwards. This is how backwards we are. So because these niggas didn't have any fucking competition, and also coupled with the fact that now we're in a situation where it is shameful to not have these basic amenities. Basic amenities. An oil refinery is a basic for a country that produces oil, that has the highest as an amount of oil in Africa, for a country like in West Africa, to be more specific, for a country of that nature, and an oil refinery is a basic amenity, my nigga. It's a fucking basic amenity. So it's shameful not to have it. It is shameful not to have it. You have to. So that's why I think this nigga decided, from the pressure of all this, from the pressure of progress, he decided to build this stuff. But just because of the fact that, first of all, he's a puppet, and secondly, the refineries that Nigeria has, or should I say, the way Nigeria produces, the way Nigeria extracts its crude oil, is not meant to be beneficial to Nigeria. Like for real. Like the whole deal of the entire thing, the whole, as in the way it was planned from the onset, is that everything that Nigeria extracts from the ground, everything that NNPC extracts from the ground, is not meant for Nigeria. It's only meant for the people in government. And they are now, and it's left for them to use those benefits however they deem fit. Do you understand? So the money is not meant for Nigeria. The bulk of the money goes to, as in, it doesn't even come back to Nigeria. It's just the chicken change that comes back to Nigeria. Because if you sell 54 million barrels of oil a day, wetin they talk? Wetin be that? Do you know how much money that is? 54 million barrels of oil in one day. This is what Nigeria has. And these people, Nigeria is the eighth in the world, the eighth largest producer of oil. I'm not saying like in Africa. I mean like in the entire world, the eighth largest producer of oil. Meaning that when this Ukraine and fucking Russia was, they could have taken advantage of it, but they didn't. So that's even a story for another day. The people that are actually buying it, that are actually taking this thing, the deal when Nigeria was created was that all these things was meant to go back to those people, all the profits, everything, and then they'll now refine it, because when they refine it, that's another money, and then sell it back to Nigeria for cheap, for chicken. No, not even sell it back to Nigeria. Give it back to Nigeria for, that deal we made that time, right? That money I said I was going to give you. Now that is the money I'm going to give you for this stuff now. That is just the whole deal of it. That is just it. So it was never meant to make Nigeria better. But because, and so now, these people, these outside influence, these Western countries and stuff, have found out that a private company in Nigeria, a billionaire, Dangote, has built his own. And that one is going to impede on their own plan. You understand? And so they're now making it difficult for him. They're making it impossible for him to like, use what he has built. And so Dangote now, in this past week alone, he has said more in 1 week than we have ever heard him say since we knew that Dangote was the richest man in Africa. In 1 week, just this past week alone, he has said more about his refinery than we ever heard him say since the first time you heard of Dangote, since the first time you heard of Aliko Dangote. God, they don't want him to use that refinery. They don't want him to use it because, bro, do you know 54 million barrels a day? Do you know how much that is? Do you know how much he'll be making? And do you know how much? And to his credit, yes, I feel like he cares about Nigerians because he's just one lucky person that found himself in that position. And he feels and maybe feels like he has to give back. You understand? I'm high right now, so I'm just talking nonsense. But I hope it makes sense. So, anyways, that's why they don't want him to use this refinery. That's why they don't want this refinery to work. Because the refinery has been built. It's not like they built it cheap. It's expensive as fuck. And it's just one. So why don't people want this guy to like chill? What is going on? What really is going on? So this is just proof that this Dangote character, like so many other characters that we don't even know about, it's just another affront to the government that the government uses to control things. Do you understand? So, man, so many layers. So many fucking layers, man. But one thing I love about the truth is that it can take like 1,000,000 years, but the truth always comes out. That is just the thing. That is just one thing about the truth. It always comes out. You can hide it like, hide it in the core of the earth, bro. It will come out. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's just a natural, the truth. You plant a seed in the ground, it will grow. That is the truth. That is just nature. You throw something up, it will come. That is just nature. So that is what truth is. You can't deny it. Hide it though. You cannot deny it. So I just hope that this time around, this protest uncovers a lot of truths. Uncovers so many things that people in 1,000,000 years will still not be able to believe. I mean, look at this. There's this new footage of the Twin Towers, right? Of the bomb, of the plane crash, of the crash of the Twin Towers. There's just a new, after 24 years, another new footage have come out. Just give it time again. You see another footage of somebody literally videoing the bombs going off. Now, this new footage now is showing that the second tower, after the first tower fell, like it took a while before the second tower fell. And the second tower, I mean, the way the tower is built, right? Yeah, I mean, it's built with concrete. It's built with steel. Unless there had been strategic points of destroy, as in detonation, as in, like, bro, the way the second tower fell, it's just unnatural. It's just not how buildings are supposed to fall. Buildings on fire are supposed to fall. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, my eyes are not deceiving me. Like, I am actually looking at it. Do you understand? I am actually looking at it. My eyes are not deceiving me. It's weird. Even if, bro, fuck it. It's weird. So anyways, I hope that this protest goes successfully and Nigerians get what they deserve, rightfully deserve. I hope everything goes well. I hope everything goes well because, bro, Nigerians are tired. Even me here, bro, I'm tired. Like, Nigerians are fucking tired. People are fucking hungry. Everything is rotting. So I just hope everything goes well, man. So yeah. So that's that about that, bruv. Thank you for chilling with me. Sorry about the car noises, car sounds. Just enjoying today. I'm happy that summer is coming to an end because I don't like summer. Cool. I don't like summer at all. So I'm sorry about the car sounds. I'm just trying to make it as natural as it can be. Just think of them as ambient sounds. Bear with me. So, thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears. Thank you for listening to my rant about what is going to happen on the 1st. I hope it goes well. Also help me share this to everybody you think might want to listen to it. And yeah, let's talk about that. I'll see you guys next week. All right. Bye, everyone.